All right, y'all. This is a crazy story that I kind of came across on accident. Ariana Grande, she left religion. This is going to sound crazy. She left religion in order to follow demons. As a result, she became one of the most successful entertainers on the planet. But now we're starting to see the fruit of her decision to submit her life to these demonic spirits. It sounds crazy, but I'm going to show you what I mean, and you can make a judgment for yourself. All right. And you know what I'm thinking? All of these celebrities, quote unquote, that the world props up and gives a platform and wants us to idolize and worship and wants us to aspire to one day be like. All these people, they don't know God. They don't love God. They don't even like God. Most of them hate God, and it's evident in their art, and it's evident in their action, and it's evident in the fruit that they bear. Now, I'm going to walk you through this story. And it's so crazy because at one point in time, and don't listen, do what you want to do, actually. You can roast me in the comments, but I'm going to keep it real. At one point in time, and this is when I was like a kid, so this is not any time recent, but at one point in time, Ariana Grande was on Nickelodeon. She was on a show called Victorious. I don't know why, but that was one of my favorite shows. I don't know why. I just liked it. I don't know why. I think maybe because back in the day, I wanted to be, a little actor or something back in the day. And I think the whole like premise of Victorious was like they went to this like artsy school and they were like actors and singers and musicians and songwriters and stuff like that. And I don't know why. I think I when I was a kid, I wanted to go to like a artsy, fartsy type of school and like try to be an actor. So maybe that's why I kind of liked that show. But looking back on it, that show was trash. Looking back on it. But back in the day, it captivated me for whatever reason. And maybe it was because they were doing some witchcraft. Maybe that's what it was. And I'm going to show you why I say that in a second. All right. But let's get into these videos. Let's have a conversation. I'm going to start with this video. Ariana Grande is being interviewed. She is being asked a question about religion. I want you to take a listen to her answer. All right. Let's get into it.
Was religion a part of your life growing up?
It was, yeah. I like went to Catholic school. It was like so funny and like no, it's not funny. It's like, you're raised. I'm Italian. I went to Catholic church. She's Italian. Yeah, I learned. I went to class. I did the Sunday church thing, and I think it was the Pope at the time was like totally homophobic and totally not a fan of women at all, or like also like SpongeBob or Harry Potter, and I was like, nah, this, I can't do this.
Not for me.
I was like, I'm out, guys, I can't do it. And I just became more spiritual because it didn't feel like something that, and a lot of people do, like, it obviously, like, it resonates with them and it helps them through I just feel like I'm not a very religious person, so I became more spiritual, and here I am.
So the problem is you have to get to know God for yourself. You got to get to know God for yourself. Don't lean on the Pope in order to help you understand the true nature and character of God. Because the Pope is just a person, a sinful person who will always let you down. You got to go straight to God. You have to get in relationship with God. You got to know him for yourself. That's number one. And people say, oh, well, I left religion to become spiritual. And I used to be one of those people. I used to tell people I'm not religious. I don't believe in God. I'm spiritual. Okay, but if you don't believe in the true living God, you're not spiritual. You're not spiritual because there is only one spirit of truth, as the Bible tells us in John 14. The spirit of truth is the Holy Spirit. So if you are not filled with the Holy Spirit, there is no truth within you. So then what are you filled with? Keep that in your mind. Now I want you to listen to this video, all right? This is Ariana Grande talking about being a literal witch. And some people are going to say, oh, she's just joking around. Okay, watch this video. If you still think she's joking around, wait till the next video. And I think you'll change your mind.
They did.
Ah,
They did. I feel like we've covered a lot.
as Chris Martin said.
Can you do a tarot card reading for me?
Oh my God, I wish I brought them.
Yeah, what is that? What, are you just walking around set looking to do readings
Every
for people?
day. No, they come to me.
Oh, interesting.
They come to me.
You are a witch?
I am indeed the witchiest witch. Something happened recently that I actually couldn't wrap my head around. I need to remember it. I need to remember it.
I mean, to be fair, you couldn't wrap your head around it. So.
It was the witchiest thing. Yeah, I couldn't, and I didn't. I forgot it.
Clearly, you just keep
Wait,
going.
there was something really witchy. Oh, Jim Carrey's birthday. Thank you, Mom. I announced Eternal Sunshine on Jim's birthday.
She says she's the witchiest witch. She says she always does tarot card readings, and everybody comes up to her for these tarot card readings. And then there's another interview. I don't know how I found this interview, but I think somebody was asking her, like, what's in your everyday carry bag? Take a listen to what's in her everyday carry bag.
Queer tarot. I'm serious. I do these every day. Everyone comes in and out of my tent. I do everyone's cards for them. I'm serious. This is from my mother. I'm not kidding. She gave me this while I was going through my audition process for Glinda, and I have carried it with me ever since. And my tuning fork. Get out of here. Get out of the frame. If you need a tune-up. Miss Saturn highlighter and Miss Mercury. That's I think the.
So she got queer tarot. What is queer tarot? Well, first off, what did she say? She got some energy stuff. She got, hold on. She got some special energy lotion or something. Hold on.
Rose quartz, House of Intuition protecting dust.
House of Intuition protecting dust. Have you seen those memes of like, have you seen those memes where it's like a depiction of somebody passing away and they're standing before God and they're like holding their rocks and their crystals and everything. And they're like sage and they're like, oh, I thought this was going to protect me. It's like, how this dust ain't gonna save you. These rocks and crystals, these man-made objects are not going to save you. It's deception. And people, they think they're becoming more spiritual by not pursuing God. They're just becoming more demonic. You're just becoming more deceived. And you start to get this dependence on these items, these things, ultimately these demons, in order to give you happiness and give you insight and give you wisdom and give you discernment. But if it's not coming from the Spirit of truth, the Holy Spirit, then it's a lie. And even further, this is the creepiest clip that I have seen from Ariana Grande. She reveals that Jeffrey Dahmer was her dream dinner date. And she says she was always infatuated with serial killers. This is the fruit I'm talking about. This is just one example. When you're filled with these demonic spirits, you start to have all these dark desires. You start to idolize serial killers. You start to become infatuated with murder and sin. Y'all just listen to this because I can't make this stuff up.
But I was infatuated with serial killers when I was younger.
Were you?
Mm-hmm. Q&A with fans, with young fans. It was young fans at the time. It was like, I think it was like in between like me being Cat and Pop stuff. So it was like a younger group. But it was with a parent. Someone said, if you could have dinner with anyone living or dead, who would it be? And I was like, oh, you're so cute. Who, Mom and Dad, is it okay if I give the real answer? And they were like, sure, I guess. What's the answer? And I was like, I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer's pretty fascinating. I think.
So I don't know if you heard the context, but this is like, when I was talking about, I used to watch Victorious, she's talking about that time frame of her life when she was young. She's having a dinner with some young fans. And one of the little girls is like, if you could have dinner with anyone, who would it be? And she says, Jeffrey Dahmer, to the kids. To the kids. Why are you filled with that? What is causing you to want to have such dark and demonic desires and passions? It's definitely not coming from God. It's definitely not coming from the spirit of truth. And you know, I found this extremely silly article. That's the only way I can describe it. It's so silly. Because I literally just Googled. I said, what drives people to be fascinated with serial killers? And I found this silly article by Scott Bond, PhD. So that, hey, he's a PhD. I'm not trying to bash on any PhDs, but it's like you go to school to acquire all this information and you're still dumb. And I'm not trying to bash, because there's a lot of people who have degrees, PhDs, who are very intelligent, who are doing things for the Lord, and that's great. But then there's a handful of people on the other side of the spectrum who are just stupid. They're just stupid. And this guy says, like it or not, the serial killer is one of us. From a psychological perspective or sociological perspective, he offers a safe and secure outlet for our darkest thoughts, feelings, and urges. So this is why people are fascinated with serial killers, is because the serial killer is just like us. And it's a safe and secure outlet for our darkest thoughts, feelings, and urges. He excites and tantalizes us. He also reminds us that despite all of our faults, the rest of us are just fine. Why are we fascinated with serial killers? Because, oddly enough, we need them. No. You need God, Scott. Scott, you need God. And so does Ariana Grande. You know what else you need? You need John 14. The promise of the Holy Spirit, verse 15. If you love me, you will keep my commandments, and I will ask the Father, and he will give you another helper to be with you forever, even the Spirit of truth. This is what I was talking about. There's only one Spirit of truth. So all this quote unquote spirituality that you're pursuing outside of the true God is a spirit of lies. You're being deceived. It might feel good. It might feel like you're tapping into something that is satisfying, because it is satisfying. Like, the enemy knows how to satisfy our flesh, but not our spirit. There's only one Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot perceive. Or whom the world cannot receive, because it neither sees him nor knows him. You know him, for he dwells with you and will be in you. You don't want to just be quote unquote spiritual. You want to be filled with the Holy Spirit, because that is the only Spirit of truth. And what will happen? And a lot of people get confused with this, but what will happen when you're filled with the Holy Spirit? Galatians 5 verse 22, the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Everybody should desire and want these things. Whether you believe in God or you don't believe in God, everybody should want and desire love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. But somehow we've been deceived into thinking that we can obtain these things by serving literal demons that are causing us to idolize serial killers and want to have dinner with serial killers. And these are the individuals that are supposed to be our idols. I don't have any idols. You shouldn't have any idols, but you know what I mean, right? These are the individuals that are supposed to be the role models, that are supposed to be the ones that are to be looked up to and praised and all that type of stuff. This is what the world wants. They want you to praise these individuals who are literally serving demons. But sadly, they're misled. Because if they had the spirit of truth, then they would know that they have access to true love and joy and peace and patience and kindness and goodness and faithfulness and gentleness and self-control. But it's a process. The Holy Spirit is doing work on our hearts. Some of us might be lacking in some of these areas. Some of us might be stronger in some of these areas. But the fact of the matter is the Holy Spirit is working on our heart. It's a process. He's working on our heart. That's why people get confused when they see Christians and they see Christians not displaying what they believe to be a Christian example. Well, we're not perfect. We're being sanctified, and it's a process. And the Holy Spirit is working on our heart in order to produce these fruits. And if we stay consistent, if we stay faithful, if we keep pursuing God with a genuine heart, then we will see these fruits in our life. But if you turn your back on that and start to serve these demonic spirits, you will see all the dark fruits start to manifest in your life. And that's what we're seeing from Ariana Grande. All this tarot talk, all these healing potions and lotions, this talk about serial killers, these are all demonic fruits that are stemming from you literally serving demons. So go to God with a pure heart, with a genuine heart. Seek him. Don't seek a person. Don't seek the Pope. The Pope is just a man. It's not God. Only one can forgive sins, and it's not the Pope. Stop seeking all these false representations of God and go to God. So let me know what you think. Get in my comments, like this video. I'm out, y'all.